to a lot of you in the past, so it's always good to see the familiar faces. And look, I just really want to thank the people who have organised this today. I know that it does take quite a lot to organise it. So yeah, big thank you to all of the people who are involved in setting this up today. Look, I also just want to say Sue Gray is amazing, and Sue Gray has actually made a huge change to what happens to us ever since we found someone who could give legal advice and argue on behalf of people in court, give hapu information on how they can actually challenge poison drops in their area. We were really struggling, and I have to say you have made a huge difference, so I just want to personally thank you for that. I also just want to just say a few things about bits and pieces that they raised in their, so Alan and Sue raised in their speeches. I'm from Taupo, and as Alan mentioned, he's down in Turangi, not very far away from me, just 45 minutes away. We have forests all around our lake, and at the moment we have poison drops happening all over the place. Virtually every couple of months it seems that there is a poison drop somewhere, and there is a challenge on it, but they tend to happen often because we have forest trusts that give permission for them to happen. So look, I know that a lot of you have the same issues in your own areas, but I really want to encourage you. As Sue said, people power is the way that you actually get the message through eventually. And look, I just really hope that you can actually make this this function that's happening, this Festival of People Power in March down in Turangi. I think it'll be great. But look, I decided today the best thing that I can do is tell you about some things that have happened within the last year. So you already know about things like the Kocheman family, and I'm really glad that Sue reminded you all about that. But since that incident in Mapara that she mentioned with the 8 dead cows from poisoning and the stillborn calves, some interesting things have happened down in the King Country. So I think the fact that Sue managed to get media attention focused on these deaths brought a few people out of the woodwork. And what's happened is that we've had farmers contacting us from other parts of the King Country who've had incidents to do with livestock being killed by 1080, who've never actually told anyone before. And they expected that the pest contractors would report it to the Environmental Protection Authority, which is what they're supposed to do. And what we've discovered is that that doesn't always happen. This underreporting is something that really concerns me as a councillor. I'm just one regional councillor. I'm the Waikato Regional Councillor for Taupo Rotorua. I'm one of 14 councillors in the Waikato. But we rely on good quality information. We rely on honest information coming through to us in order to know what all the risks are. So what I want to tell you about is just a few of those incidents that have happened. I was approached by the Powells, who had an incident on their farm in Waimiha. Basically what happened to them was that they had a poison drop around them. There were areas which were classed as safe zones, no-fly zones. Basically what happened was that helicopters flew through the no-fly zones and dropped bait on top of their sheep and their pigs. The interesting thing about that is that not only did they poison their livestock, but when the pest contractor reported it to the EPA, they blamed the farmer. This is the kind of thing that we need to check constantly in the reports. It wasn't just a case of them telling lies. The thing is, a lot of the time, it's underreported in terms of the numbers of livestock that are killed. In the other case that I've had reported to me in Pupu East, which again is in the King Country, basically there were cattle and deer killed on a farm. I didn't realise until I actually went and spoke with the farmer and looked at his correspondence that it was my own council's poison drop. That made it a little uncomfortable for me because I had to go to my council and ask questions. And what I discovered was that not only had cattle and deer been killed on this one farm, but there had been sheep killed in 2 other properties. And councillors had never been told.